Well, here we are at the Harley dealership. Picked up some oil. Man, this place is a ghost town. Check this out. Look at that. There is nobody here. Nobody. That's the only bike. Mine. Yeah, I don't know where everybody is. It's just suddenly a total ghost town. Anyway, we picked up some oil. Picked up oil for my transmission. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to talk about this is like the big debate: synthetic versus mineral oil, and that's been a huge debate for years. It's like the external oil breathers, except I think maybe even worse. Anyway, this is just my opinion, and it doesn't apply to guys with the Milwaukee for sure. Okay. The Milwaukee guys, your bikes came with SYN 3 in the engine, transmission, primary. That's basically what it was designed to run on. Different oil if you want to go AMSOIL synthetic or whatever, but synthetic, okay, for the M8. I've got a twin cam, and so, what my thoughts are going to be are basically about twin cam. So anyway, I always ran mineral oil, and I figured, well, the engine was designed for that, and that's what Harley recommended. In the owner's manual, they do say that synthetic oil, mine's 2009, so in the owner's manual it says, the lubrication qualities and for the temperature that you're riding in and so on. And they said, like, for the cold temperatures, the lubrication quality of synthetic is excellent. The mineral oil, they said it was good. So they were saying it's better. Anyway, I always ran mineral in all of it. And then the last oil change, I actually had it done at Harley because the bike was here smashed up and I wanted to get it inspected. It was under extended warranty and so on. So I said, do a full service on it. Anyway, they put SYN 3 in the engine, transmission, and primary. I wasn't happy with them doing that, but I thought, well, what the heck, So it's okay in the transmission. It didn't seem to have any problems, but I really didn't like it in the primary. It just didn't feel right. The clutch worked okay. The transmission shifted fine. But I just didn't like the feel of it. Having a 2050 in a gearbox, I don't know, I just can't get around that. My head can't get around it. So I changed it out really quick, and I put their mineral transmission oil in, and then I used the primary oil for the primary. And that feels a lot better. Now, the only problem I have with their primary oil is they don't tell you the viscosity. And I even looked at AMSOIL's primary oil, and they don't tell you the viscosity. And, that's something that sort of concerns me. Transmissions are different than engines. But anyway, the debate over whether to put synthetic in, your engine, like I say, was designed at a time where synthetic wasn't really a big thing, so you run the oil that was available then, which is for your engine. Now, I'm not talking high performance engines, I'm talking stock. Okay, high performance engines, the tolerances are a lot closer, and so you need a special lubricant in there. And that's why when we used to drag race and shit like that, you're building engines to a real close tolerance. You need a lubricant that's going to be in there and work properly. And so you bought racing oil if you're drag racing or whatever. It was a better oil, okay? But we're just talking stock engines here, and transmissions, and primary stock clutches. Anyway, I couldn't decide myself. Synthetic or mineral. Minerals fine. I mean, really, you can put any oil in there and it's going to lubricate. Depends on what temperatures you ride in. Really hot, if you're in Arizona, it's 110 degrees in the shade and you're out there riding all the time, you probably want a heavier oil. If you're way up north, northern Canada or something, and you're riding around and it's, like below freezing all the time, well, you probably want a thinner oil in there. I mean, transmissions are a totally different thing. Why would you run engine oil in a transmission? It's a gearbox. And, back in the day, you had a car with a manual transmission, you never changed the oil on it. You're lucky if it even got checked once in a while. I mean, you could buy a new Toyota Corolla with a 5-speed manual transmission into it. Drive that thing for 150,000 miles. You never even thought about changing that oil out, man. It was the same oil. It's 90 weight gear oil or whatever is in there. Transmission was fine, But we ride Harleys and we love them to death. So we're going to do everything we can to baby them and look after them, so we change the oil out. Nothing wrong with changing the oil out. Oil, I used to, when I was long haul trucking and I had my own truck, I would change the engine oil very regularly. And when I changed the engine oil, I would change the transmission oil. The next time I changed the engine oil, I would change both rear end oils. And then the next time, engine oil, transmission oil. Why? A guy asked me once, he's draining the oil out of my rear ends. He said, "It's perfect clean. Do you want me to stop?" I said, "No." I said, oil is designed to absorb a certain amount of moisture. And once it gets to the limit of that oil, it becomes saturated. It can't absorb it anymore. That's bad. That's why I changed my oil out. That's why we change our oil out in our Harleys too, because they build up some moisture in there from cold start, getting hot, cold start. It doesn't always burn off. The heat of the engine and transmission doesn't always burn it all off. So you end up with a little bit of moisture, which the oil is designed to absorb and take care of, but it can get saturated. So we change the oil out a couple times a year is the best thing. I think just about everybody agrees on that. You can leave it in longer, yeah, and it'll probably be fine, yeah, but a lot of us tend to be anal about our Harleys. So anyway, I've decided to go full synthetic for the transmission, and I bought this. Yeah, Harley synthetic gear oil. Tells you the weight on it, 80-140. Good for the primary. If you have a stock clutch. If you've got a high performance clutch, this oil's going to be a little bit too heavy. You want to run something else. I mean, I've heard of guys that run transmission oil, automatic transmission fluid for cars in their primary, and they love it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's an excellent lube, right? And it's very fine when you think about it, how an automatic transmission works. So anyway, we're going to do that, and I might change that out today, and we'll see how it goes. Let you know what my thoughts are on it, how the transmission shifts, and so on. Again, this is on a twin cam, stock engine, stock transmission, stock clutch. As far as I know, it's a stock compensator. I don't know. I haven't taken the cover off. I bought the bike used. I haven't taken the cover off to see. But take care. And if you want to comment, awesome. Keep it respectful. It's my opinion, okay? Just because it's my opinion and your opinion's different doesn't mean either one of us are wrong or right. It's just an opinion. Take care. Ride safe.